This is the WWE Smackdown March 7, 2025 full show results video, which takes place at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The show opens with the usual montage of talent arriving at the arena, and Drew McIntyre blindsides Damian Priest and leaves him laying. Randy Orton makes his entrance and gets on the mic and says as long as he can remember in this business, John Cena has always been on top and now he's just a bottom for Rock. That gives a whole new meaning to the term rock bottom, doesn't it, John? He welcomes us to the show and says Cena has been his friend for a long time and so has Kevin Owens. They've both done vile things and crossed the envelope time and time again, but it's always been in the name of getting the job done, in the name of business, and Kevin Owens, the wrestler, he respects. The story of how he got here, how he busted his ass for WWE, is quite admirable and he does admire him, but it's Kevin Owens, the man, that he has a problem with. There's a quote and he's gonna butcher it, but never underestimate a jealous man's ability to destroy another man, and that's Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have fought tooth and nail long before they ever got to WWE, but they always came full circle and became friends again. But at Elimination Chamber, Owens tried to drop him on his head, because Sami has slowly but surely become the bigger star. What does KO have to be jealous about? He's won every title in WWE, and if you ask people what their one goal in this company is, it'd be main eventing WrestleMania, and Owens has done that twice, once against Stone Cold Steve Austin. He talks about how he hit an RKO on Owens at the Chamber and felt a feeling he hasn't felt in a decade and a half, and the voices started talking to him again and told him to back up and measure his mark and kick Kevin Owens in the head so freaking hard that even his family wouldn't recognize him. He tells everyone to listen to him when he says he's gonna prove in short order that Pat McAfee is only the second greatest punter in WWE. Then we saw a match between Piper Niven versus Tiffany Stratton, and the result of this match was Tiffany Stratton defeated Piper Niven by pinfall with prettiest moonsault ever. Post-match, Charlotte Flair appears to chop block Stratton and puts her in the figure 8. Then we saw a match between Los Garza versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly, and the result of this match was Pretty Deadly won the match by pinfall with a backslide from Elton Prince on Chris Sabin, becoming the #1 contenders to the WWE Tag Team Championship. Back from the commercial, Bianca Belair makes her entrance and gets on the mic and says she should feel like she's on top of the world and be focused on going to WrestleMania, but it's hard to do that when two of your friends are fighting. Neither of them are talking to her and she needs answers, and she calls Naomi out to give them to her right now. Naomi makes her entrance in a sparkly neck brace and Bianca asks her directly if she attacked Cargill, but Naomi prevaricates and says this is outside noise and she needs to focus on getting the titles back and on WrestleMania. Naomi asks if she really wanted to the truth, and they talk over each other until she grabs Naomi's shoulder and asks her for a simple yes or no right now or she'll never hear from her again. Naomi starts crying and turns away from her and turns back, a tear rolling down her cheek as she admits that she did it. She says she did it for her and she did it for them, and it was always supposed to be the two of them. Bianca breaks and sobs and tells her not to touch her, and this hurts so bad because of how much she loves her. She leaves and Naomi shouts after her and begs her to come talk to her and apologizes again and begs her not to walk out on her and says the truth is she should have pushed Jade harder and sooner. Every time she started to clock in and stand up for herself, everyone turns on her, and she calls Bianca an ungrateful bitch. That gets the tears to stop and Bianca to turn around and stare. On the Tron, a truck drives up and Jade Cargill is here wearing a white bodysuit with red sequins like blood splatter and eye makeup done in bloody tears, and it's terrifying. She strides to the ring and attacks Naomi, putting her into the announce desk and into the ring post, and takes Naomi in the ring and delivered Jaded. Drew McIntyre is interviewed about his attack on Damian Priest and he says no one is listening, and he called John Cena's heel turn and would have saved so much heartbreak if he had claymored him in his stupid head and gone to WrestleMania, but Damian Priest ruined it and now he's got nothing to give but violence, and it starts tonight with the black sheep of the family. Charlotte Flair is interviewed backstage and she disputes the notion that she ambushed Tiffany Stratton, saying she warned her that she was going to be on her and she thinks the locker room has gone soft. B-Fab rolls up and disputes the notion that the division is soft, and Flair says nobody compares to her, and B says nobody wants to be her and nobody is going to bow down to her. Charlotte challenges her to a match next week and says she'll show her how to bow down. The next match happened between Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa, and the result of this match was Braun Strowman won the match by disqualification when Tama Tonga attacked on Strowman. Post-match, Strowman drops Tonga with a lariat and goes to the floor after him, throwing him over the timekeeper's barricade, but here comes Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu to equalize the big man. Squaring up, they trade wild punches, knee and a headbutt from Strowman, off the ropes, and he runs into a pair of super kicks and crashes to the floor. Fatu dives on him but Braun catches him and throws him over the announce desk. Jacob pops up and stands on the desk and drops him with a diving elbow. Out into the crowd, Fatu with an axe handle, Strowman with a headbutt, a super kick puts Braun into a road case and Jacob puts him all the way on top. Climbing to join him, jockeying for position, Strowman hits a chokeslam him off the case, and then threw a table to the floor, but Fatu is back on his feet by the time the replay finishes. Chelsea Green, dressed like Mick Foley because Philadelphia I guess, is cajoling Piper Niven into shaking it off but she's in agony and unresponsive. Zelina Vega says she's decided that whoever wins tonight she's coming after her tonight. Then we saw a street fight between Chelsea Green versus Mia Yim for the WWE Women's United States Championship, and the result of this match was Chelsea Green won the match by pinfall with a one-armed pin. When Yim goes up top, diving senton through the table but a mystery person pulls Chelsea out of the ring. It's Alba Fire. She hits a flip piledriver to Yim into some chairs and throws Green in for the cover, and Chelsea Green retains the WWE United States Championship. Post-match, Fire gives Green the title and salutes. Backstage, Santos Escobar berates Los Garza for losing and says things better change for Legado del Fantasma and soon. Andrade El Idolo rolls up when Humberto Carrillo is alone to ask him why he puts up with this and says he deserves better. American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his entrance with a hell of a black eye and gets on the mic. He felt about Cena the way many did. He was a hero, and one day he'll tell his daughter what actually happened, that a great man who did great things who was his model in this sport, the very definition of virtuous, a man whose slogan was, never give up, he gave up. He says he's trying to maintain his composure and if Cena doesn't owe it to him he owes it to them, why? And if he knows his own friend he knows it will be a very smooth, well-educated, well-crafted retort, and when he's done talking he'll feel bulletproof, infallible, and justified, but there is no justification for John Cena. Cody picks the title up and looks at it and says here he is holding the title and it is not heavy enough. He's held the title for 300 and something days and he knows that John felt his successor had to look like him and talk like him and he is convinced he was the last of his kind, but here he is holding the title above his head like it weighs nothing and he will defend it at WrestleMania, and clearly John Cena wants some, so come get some. The Miz is talking backstage with Nick Aldis and making his pitch for Mello Don't Miss TV to redefine the main event of WrestleMania. Carmelo Hayes is also there and says he'd like to ask why Cody fumbled the bag because he'd have taken The Rock's offer. He criticizes Randy Orton for playing Fortnite on his couch for 4 months, but Randy rolls up and says that's for kids, he was playing Elden Ring. Nick books a match between Orton and Mello for next week and Randy tells him not to fumble. The next match happened between Drew McIntyre versus Jim Uso, and the result of this match was Drew McIntyre defeated Jim Uso by pinfall with the Claymore. Post-match, McIntyre makes like he's gonna head back into the ring to attack Jim Uso, but Damian Priest blindsides him and beats him down. As referees and road agents break them up, Priest says Drew should have killed him and he's gonna come after him every week and breaks away to lay him out and beat him down again. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE United States Championship, and the result of this match was LA Knight defeated Shinsuke Nakamura by pinfall with BFT onto a chair, becoming your new WWE United States Champion. LA Knight celebrates, and the show goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's SmackDown show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching.